Yeah, you didn't see the pre-blab where Sophia had internet issues and couldn't even get on. So wow.
Technology, eh? Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
But welcome, everybody. Okay, so we can officially start now. So let's dig in. Most of you seem familiar with Blab. So if you have chats, comments, you can put them in the chat box and questions. We can answer your questions. Be sure and stay to the end as we're both going to be sharing some special bonuses for you. But I say we dig right in and pass to Sophia first for the mindset of a webinar, which maybe you should add. Number one is don't freak out when it doesn't work.
Exactly. And some of the things that I'm going to talk about, it already happened. And the first one that I have, it's accountability, accountability. Have somebody supporting you on your webinars. Have because like things happen, and if you don't have the support and the collaborations, so have somebody like an accountability partner or somebody they will work with, or a VA, somebody that can help you with your Google Hangouts if you're doing a live webinar. Or if you're recorded, ask the VA or your admin to actually do the recording for you, because when you got other things to think about on the webinar, the other person doing the recording is so much quicker. You're going to save so much more time. So, yeah.
Maybe in this case you need a third person, because we had two of us and still couldn't do it.
So. Yeah. So, well, the more the merrier. If you can afford to have more than one, that will be even better. There's always technical issues, especially with Google Hangouts as well. It's quite common ever so often if you're not wired into your router, that sometimes can create some technical problems. And for some people doing live Google Hangouts, it's quite stressful because there's like lots of things going on. So that's why I say that it's always good to have somebody to give you a helping hand. Another point that I would like to talk about is nothing is perfect. Okay, nothing is perfect. And even though you think, okay, Daphne saying what? Was that what to nothing is perfect, Daphne? So yeah, I mean, last year I found out that perfection is overrated, and you can plan and do it better and improve, but you're not moving anywhere. Okay, so I can just say, like, there's always something that you're going to think it's not perfect, it's not right, and it's going to stop you from moving forward. So I mean, my message is just like, get it out there. People want to see what you have to give. People want to trust you and see you, and even with bad hair. So more action, I suppose, is the message here. Just put it out there, because if you're not out there, you're not visible to your audience, and therefore you can't sell your services. You can't sell your products.
Good point.
Yeah. So the other one is like fear of appearing in front of a camera. Okay, you get all these excuses like, oh, my hair, oh, I've got my grays coming out, oh, I haven't got no makeup. What is people going to think about me? She's crazy, she's completely nuts. So just I normally like just take a deep breath. Not today, of course not, because because my computer crashed just before this blab, and I had to restart my router. So it was all pants, like we say in UK. It was all pants. But like breathe in, breathe out, and just go with the flow, and you're perfect, because people want, they want to see you, they want to know you, and it doesn't really matter how you look or how, there's no makeup, or you've got a dimple or whatever. It's you that they want to trust you and to know you better, basically.
So for your main point, I just wanted to interject is I think a lot of the times the webinars that we're watching are recorded webinars. People don't know that. So they think people are that perfect, but they've recorded it and they've made it perfect because they've done it, several times and recorded it, and we think it's live. So it's good to know that we're all human, and it's usually not perfect unless you are recording and start over from scratch each time.
Yeah, and even on the recorded ones, I've seen a lot of recorded webinars with presentations. I actually like to see the face of the person, so maybe having a mixture. I don't know what you think about this, but having like a mixture of you presenting it or you introducing yourself, so people can really relate to you. They can see you. They feel that there's somebody on the other side. You see what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, Daphne agrees. Who else agrees? That's a really good point. Yeah, I think we all like to see that everybody's human. We're all going to make mistakes and not be perfect.
Daphne's got, of course, we are perfect.
In so many ways.
So it's just to give you an example, like last year, I started my free video series for my coaching program. And oh my God, it took me so long to do that video series because it was like something was not quite right, or, I didn't say the right stuff, or my hair was out of place. And you are your own worst critic, aren't you? So I just had to shake myself off and think, I don't really care. I just really need to get this this video series out. And it happened, it went out, and it wasn't perfect. I did all the editing in Camtasia and stuff like that myself. It's not professional looking, but it was out there. And that's what's more important, is that you need to put it out there. You need to be visible so people can start knowing you, can start trusting you, and come over and see what you have to give, really. I don't know if anybody wants to. Can you hear me still okay, Angela?
Yes, perfect.
So the other point that I was going, my fourth point for today, and then I'll shut up and I won't is have a script, or at least some sort of some bullet points, so that you don't go off track, so you don't lose the motion that that you are talking about. And for example, we have an agenda, haven't we? So
and when you get flustered and there's technical issues, it really helps you go back to that agenda, because you're like, wait, where was I? So yes.
Yeah. So if you have a meeting with somebody, you're going to have an agenda. You have to know which points you're going to talk about. If when I have my strategy calls, for example, I send them a questionnaire, and I know exactly what are the questions I'm going to ask them when we're live, on a one-to-one. So there's always, you always need to have like a script. And that I think that really helps. If anybody wants to give any other suggestions. So, Angela, I'm going to pass it on to you, I think, because we're going to talk about some options, I suppose, and then I can go back in.
Perfect. But we didn't really introduce ourselves in the beginning. Do you want to put the links right there? We got a little flustered by the whole technology thing. So if you want to take a minute and introduce yourself, and then I'll go, that would be great.
Yeah, so I'm Sophia Pacific Reis. I'm from, I live in UK, but I'm from Portugal. And I'm a social media strategist and trainer. And you can find me on increaseyoursocialreach.com. I'll put the link on the chat box in a minute for all of you. And I work mainly with female coach entrepreneurs. And I love working with them. They're action takers, they're driven. And I do audio audits. I do strategy reports, management, training. So a bit of everything. So that's me.
Great. All right. Well, my name is Angela Andrews, and my website is loveasimplelife.com. I'm going to put the link in here. I am, which is really ironic today, I'm all about simple living, and today was not really simple getting into this blab. So it doesn't really go with my theme, but go with the flow, right? So I also help women entrepreneurs. I love helping them simplify their lives, their businesses, anything they can do to save time so that you can do the things that you really love to do. My nature or my background, I was 20 years as an accountant, so I'm a recovering perfectionist and enjoy the simple living much better than accounting and perfectionism. So I have products and services to help with that. I have a simple website kit and a simplicity coaching program. So I just love helping people simplify things. So, and that's me. So
we're going on to options. We've got a few options for webinars to keep it simple, just, keep it easy and simple.
Well, what I was going to talk about is some ways to monetize your webinars and to make some money. So, because online learning, as most of you probably know, is a huge market right now. I mean, billions of dollars. It's amazing. People are craving online learning. I mean, no one wants to go into a school anymore and learn. They want to do it in the convenience of their home, do it when they want. So it's a huge opportunity to make money on webinars. So one of the ways that you can do it is to record a webinar using one of the many products out there that we're going to talk about a few, but using those products to record your webinar and then sell it. You can sell it on your website as just the webinar itself, just one webinar. You can also sell it on Vimeo if you want, if you have an account on Vimeo. And that's one way to monetize your webinars. The second way is to take a bundle of webinars. Maybe you want to do a series of webinars. And, for example, I do websites as part of mine. So I could do a series of learning WordPress, setting up plugins on WordPress and various, and then bundle them and do a series program on your website and sell those as a kit. So that's one way to monetize your webinars. A third way is to actually get a lot more webinars and create a membership site. And those are very popular nowadays, membership site. I know myself and Sophia both have membership sites, and I recommend MemberPress. It's an amazingly simple membership program for WordPress websites. There's a lot of complicated ones out there. But a membership site, once you set it up, it's very little work to maintain. You put your videos in, you put some checklists, and once you get people to sign up, you keep adding new content, and it's a great way to make some, quote, passive income. So that's another way to monetize your webinars. The fourth way is to do free webinars that offer like a discovery phone call. So for example, at the end of this call, Sophia and I could offer discovery calls and try to get clients that way. That's another way to monetize your webinars. If you have a webinar and you've got 10 people on it and one person calls and that turns into a client, hey, it was worth it. And you've got a recorded webinar that you can use for marketing purposes. So that's the fourth way. And the fifth way is just to try and get people to follow you or to sign up for your email lists. And then you can eventually market to them. So people are wanting to see videos now, not so much written anymore. I think people are going away from wanting to read these long blog posts. They want to see a quick video, see the person, like Sophia was saying, connect with them, see a face, know they're human, and you can build your email list that way. So that's a few tips on monetizing webinars. So then we wanted to talk about a few of the different tools that you can use to do webinars, which there's so many out there and it can get really overwhelming. So Sophia was going to talk about two, Zoom and 22 Social, and then I'll talk about a couple.
So yeah. Oh, my voice. There's a feedback. Can you hear me?
It sounds great.
Okay. So I'm going to talk about Zoom first. So I found out about Zoom through Network Live Virtually, and it's amazing because you can have up to 25 people. With a free version, you can have up to 25 people in the room. You can share your screen, or you can share somebody else's screen. So you can give control to another person to share the screen. You can record it. And it's a very cheap option, really. I think it's about $9 per month, which is almost nothing. And with that, you can get so much more other controls with it as well. So I love Zoom. That's what all the presentations that I do, I record, like, for example, my lead calls. I record my lead calls, of course, with authorization from the other person. So I can, go back to it, listen to the call, listen what was said, what the prospect needs, for example. So it's not just for webinars. It can be for anything. And then I can actually pinpoint on email to them what they need from me. So I use it all the time in lead calls, presentations, online presentations that can be recorded. I use it also for recording my course, for example, my social media starter kit course. So Zoom is really, really good. And for the price tag, it's an amazing option.
And Sophia, I'm going to say from my side of doing Zoom with you, because I hadn't used Zoom until you and I started connecting. It's so easy. You send me a link and I click on it and I'm instantly in your meeting. So it's very user-friendly.
So yeah, I've got a link here as well I can put on. I don't know if anybody else online has used Zoom before. So I'm just going through the messages to see if so even if you just get the link for Zoom and just try it out, I refer Zoom all the time, and you get it, sign up for free, try it out, and see how it works for yourselves. You have to test these things, really. No, I can't find the link for. No, I can't find the link for. Oh, wait a minute, I got it. Wait a second. I can't multitask.
Actually, I've got it. I can put it in here for you. Oh,
Yeah,
you got
I've got it. Yeah, it's there. I think I can pin it as well.
it.
This is amazing that we can pin the little. We can pin the little links as well in here, so it's quite good. I was going to say, so yeah, so I, like with every single tool, just try it out, test it out. There's trial periods anyway. Try it out and then see how it goes, really.
Great.
And the other one that I was going to talk about is a 22 Social. I've been referred to 20.
Can I ask before you start? I'm curious how many people that are on the call have any of you heard of 22 Social? Because I hadn't heard of it before, and it's actually really cool. I'm curious if anybody's heard. Daphne has, Raven, Charlotte. Yeah, I'm surprised. Actually, more people have heard about it than I thought. So great.
So I heard from 20 Social, from a connection colleague, basically, and she referred me to 20 Social, and I needed a easy, quick app on Facebook to create a webinar for my client. Okay, so I've used 22 Social on a webinar recently, and it worked perfectly. We had 3 webinars, 3 different dates webinars. So, well, 2 were live webinars, and the third one is like an evergreen webinar. So it was recorded and put into, it's like immediately access to it sort of thing. And I can also put a link to that webinar. Actually, it's still live, so you can see what I'm talking about, I suppose. And
if you're a coach, that's a great webinar. I've watched that one. So that's a really good webinar if you're a coach.
So the link is there. And basically you go in and you register through Facebook. I know some people don't like to register through Facebook. And I've heard a lot of people saying, oh, when Facebook is asking me to, click on a button and say, I need your email address from Facebook, I don't do it. But I don't understand why, because, giving your email address in any other form is the same thing, and this is like 2 clicks, basically. So once you click on that link, that free webinar, you have immediate access to that webinar, because that webinar has been recorded and now is going to be going, I think, until this Friday, until we close it, because the program starts next week anyway. So, yeah, I mean, 20 Social, you can do so much with 20 Social. You can do like giveaways. So if you have like a freebie, you can create an app. So the account I've got, for example, is for I can have it for 3 Facebook pages. Okay, so I can have for myself and 2 more clients, sort of thing. And inside each Facebook page, I can create 15 apps. 15 apps could be anything from giveaways, contests, live Google Hangout webinars, recorded training. Also, you can do like a whole course just through this app. You can run the whole course through the app, and the app also creates like a group on Facebook that you can have all the members of the people that are paid for your course, because they have a pay gate. Is that how you say it?
Uh-huh. It's pretty simple.
So you can link it to PayPal and actually ask people to pay for your course before they enter the Facebook group. So the link is there for it. You can have a look at it. They've got loads and loads of tutorials for it. I'm quite happy with it. For the price bracket that it has, it does quite a lot. And
Daphne is asking how much. 22 Social did have a special for $222.
Yeah, that's when I got it.
Have since raised that a little bit, and that's a year, and that was a phenomenal price. But I think now it's a little bit
higher. So basically, maybe we can get you in contact with, what's the name of the lady? Maybe we can tweet her or something to come in the house. I'll send you the contact, Daphne, for the lady that referred us to 22 Social. But I've got a little thing here with me today. I've just printed it out. And basically, for one fan page, so don't forget you can have 15 apps installed on one fan page, is $29 per month. So the 3 fan page that I talked about before, and each can have 15 apps, is $79 per month, okay? But we got it on a special deal. So they do special deals all the time. So, maybe you can tweet. Can you tweet this? Can you share this, Angela, and tweet 22 Social to come in? So yeah, and the other one is for 5 fan pages. I mean, if you have quite a few clients with you, you can offset this price, $149 per month, but you can probably offset this price and use one of those fan pages to your client. Cool. So, do you have does anybody have any questions? Or I'm just looking through the messages. There's messages. This is it's like multitasking on steroids, isn't it? It's like, well, you gotta speak and you gotta see the messages. It's like, what? So I don't know if anybody that is present has had a webinar recently or is planning to have a webinar recently that wants to come in. Are you okay with that, Angela?
Yeah, and I could talk about the other 2 options we were going to talk about first.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So there's so many options out there, but the 2 I was going to talk about is Join Me. So I'm not sure if any of you have heard of that. It's a very easy to use program. There is a free version, but you can't record on the free version. It's a great one for client meetings. The free version, you can have up to 10 people, and the pro version, which is $20 a month, you can have up to 50 participants. And the thing I really liked about Join Me is it's just really easy to use. And I must admit, I'm usually I'm a techie person, except for today with this blab. But Join Me is really easy to use. I use it for one of my clients who's very technology challenged, and she can figure it out quite easily. And it's easy to record. You get your recording easily. You can send people a link to the recording or download it, either one. So that's an option. Now, another really inexpensive option is Webinar Alley, and I'm going to put the link to that. And that is by, some of you may have heard of Natalie Lucier. She has some phenomenal products, and one of which is, I don't hear the breaking up, by the way. I'm not sure if that's still going on, but Natalie has a product called Webinar Alley, and it is only $27. That's US dollars. And what it is, it's the plugin that you put on your WordPress website. And you basically create a page on your website. You hit a button saying that this page is going to be your webinar page. And you send that link to that page to the people you want to view your webinar. And when you're ready to view your webinar, you're using Google Hangouts. So the pluses to this Webinar Alley is that it's very inexpensive. I mean, $27 can't go wrong. Easy setup. Natalie has videos that walk you through it step by step, so it's really easy to get set up, and her support is amazing. But the downside is, as Sophia was saying earlier, Google Hangouts can make people a little nervous. Although with Blab and Google Hangouts, I'm kind of thinking Google Hangouts is easier than Blab today, but it's just a matter of getting used to it and with practice. But you're using a Google Hangout, so you can record it, and you can offer that recording for the people who missed the webinar. Now, the other downside is it's not as fancy as some of the other programs, such as GoToWebinar, Easy Webinar, Webinar Jam. All of those offer email sequences. So, for example, they can send an email out to people a week before the webinar, a day before the webinar, an hour before the webinar. And with a product like Webinar Alley, you're going to have to do that yourself. So you kind of have to weigh, if you're just getting started, maybe you don't want to pay for Webinar Jam. I've personally used a lot of those. I've used Webinar Jam, GoToWebinar, and Easy Webinar. So if you've got any questions on those, I'd be glad to answer those. But let's see what you guys are, what are you considering for webinars? If you want to put it in the chat and we can talk about. Daphne uses Webinar Ignition. I haven't heard of that one. Do you like that, Daphne? There's so many options out there. It can be a little overwhelming, and you kind of just.
It's a WordPress plugin.
And it's a one-time cost. Do you know what the cost is, Daphne?
Webinar Ignition.
Daphne, do you want to come on for a moment and tell us about your what you like and don't like about it?
I don't think Daphne was coming.
She is. I just want you to wave.
It's coming in. Wow. Woo, woo. Get some hands up in the air.
I like Webinar Ignition because all the times, everyone was talking about like Webinar Jam or Easy Webinar, whatever, and all of those are like annual fees. This is just a one-time fee. I think it's like $250. When I bought it, it was almost 2 years ago, and it still works fine. It literally is just a plugin. And thank you, Gail. It's literally just a plugin that goes on the back end of your WordPress site. It does work with Google Hangouts, but what I like about it is that it has to work with Google Hangouts the first time so that you could record it, but you can do pre-recorded ones. So you could record a webinar, upload it onto Vimeo, and then put it directly on Webinar Ignition. So you can have, what?
Great.
What?
Does it have a chat feature?
It does, but they give
chat.
I use what is it? Chatwing, Chatroll, or whatever.
Chatwing.
Yeah.
That's Webinar Alley.
It has a registration page.
Yeah.
So I use that, and there is a way to integrate it with your email, but it was driving me crazy. So I do a simple Zapier. Like I had the person register. As soon as they register, it zaps to my email provider, and then the automation happens that way. There is a way to do it on Webinar Ignition, but I started to do what we all do as techie geeks, started to get so deep into it, and you're like, holy crap, did I just lose like a whole 3 hours of my day trying to learn this? So I don't do that, but as far as that goes, for me, it was one of the best financial options instead of like trying to do something. I mean, and like I said, I don't think I paid $250 when I got it, but I think it's like $250, but you never pay for it again.
You've actually talked me into checking that one out because I love to check out a bargain, and a one huge thing. But
Webinar, that sounds very much like Webinar Alley, right? And Webinar Alley
is $27. But what I like difference between Webinar Alley and Webinar Ignition is Webinar Ignition comes with all the other stuff. So it comes with the registration page, so you don't need to have like a lead pages or something for that. It has the email if you want to use their email portion. It has text messages, but the text messages you have to pay for. Like every system that I found, the text messages is like another like outsourced thing or whatever. But there are so many other components. Like I said, for me, the big plus for me was the fact that I was able to create a webinar, upload it onto either Wistia or Vimeo, and then have it housed directly on my thing. Oops, sorry.
Ooh. I'm just getting a link for that Webinar Ignition, actually, so that we can have a look later.
It's actually $97 for a single site right now.
What? $97? Which one?
The Webinar Ignition. I just looked, $97 for a single site.
You should complain and get the money back.
Oh, on top of it, like you could do like your affiliate. So you have like on the bottom, you have the affiliate link. I mean, it's just, to me, it was just really cool because I like the fact that I could create something and just have it stand alone. And then it goes directly on your website. So you don't have to have a separate link or download thing because we're all teaching people tech. They don't want to understand the whole concept of like, okay, this thing downloaded, what button do I click out? So.
Wow, benefits. I think it's Gail, right? Gail, the Raven Gail? Yeah, look at the benefits you just posted those. Yeah. That's a pretty good deal. I'm going to check that one out. If you're an affiliate, you may want to send me your affiliate link, please.
Oh my God!
You had me on this call looking like this, Sophia.
You look gorgeous.
Yes, but if it wasn't for you, we may not have had this lab.
Listen, yeah, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. And besides, mindset.
I did say that, didn't I? I did start out with "we are all perfect." So I use Webinar. The other one, I don't know if you guys have used it, and I don't know if I would consider it like a webinar conference type thing, but Uber Conference. Have you guys tried that?
I looked into that one, but I didn't try it.
I heard of it. I never tried it.
Well, for a certain amount of people. So I like it for clients. So, for example, the other day I had at the end of last month, I had I did my monthly call with one of my clients, right? And what's cool is you could record it, and like I was able to share my screen. So I think it's a lot like what you had mentioned, Angela, which is what was the name of the one you had mentioned? Yeah,
Join Me, and it
so
sounds
it's very similar to Join Me. But like people could call in or they could use the internet. It's cool. I mean, I haven't used it for more than that, but it's kind of cool. And then the one that Sophia, you and I tried, appear.im.
Oh yes, completely forgot about that one. Yes. Yeah. Because we used it a couple of times but then I just started using Zoom anyway. So yeah, definitely appear.in, isn't it? IN. Mm-hmm.
One thing I want to bring up at this point is this is what can make people stand still and not move forward on webinars, is there's so many options. So my suggestion to everybody is pick one. You can't really go wrong. Just pick one. Try it out. Even the ones that are $300 have a 30-day money-back guarantee, because I've done those and gotten my money back very easily. So just pick one and try it, because it's the only way you're really going to know. Because you can stay frozen in fear about picking a program. So just try one, get it going. If you don't like it, try the next one.
And I think also like to stay within our budget, because I'll be honest, there are some of them that are like, they have a whole lot of bells and whistles. and they're a whole lot of money, but we're never going to use any of all those bells and whistles. Like, the bells and whistles are great. Honest, I'm not going to use it. I download the video, upload it onto Vimeo. What more do I need? Like, I don't.
Simple is good.
That's why I like the 22 Social, really, because even though it's got all the bells and whistles, you have like the app gate where you attract the email addresses, right? And then they register for the webinar, and then afterwards you get straight the main content. So you'll have reminders, because you can do like a Facebook event. So you can create a Facebook event with a 22 Social Smart Link, and then you have reminders for those people that are coming in. So I like it. It was kind of simple to set up, wasn't it, Angela? As well.
Yes, very simple. I tend to. I do websites, so I tend to want more control than 22 Social will allow me. But most people don't want that, so it's perfect because it literally walks you through it step by step. So it's very, very simple to set up something on 22 Social. Definitely.
Oh, Raven Gale, I don't know what is that your name? Says that word of warning, you can
That's
only
not bad.
record
It's called
1.5
hours. Chat. She just posted it. And it looks really, really cool.
Oh,
you know
okay.
How we want to put, if ever we're doing an interview, for example, we have, you can do side recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
Great.
Banter chat.
Well, does anyone else want to share their experience with the different program that we haven't mentioned? Thank you so much, Daphne.
Did you speak about everything? And I think you've got something special for us, haven't you, Angela?
Yes. I would like to offer everybody on the call a free simplicity coaching clarity call. And I'm going to put the link in here. You can check out my website at loveasimplelife.com. If any, especially since we had so many issues today with the blab, I am also would love to give a discount if anyone is looking for a website. I have a simple website kit program, and so you can contact me, and I would be glad to give you a discount off of that, because you guys have all been so patient in our feature. And Sophia, did you want to put some links there?
It worked out in the end, didn't it? So so I mean, today I just want to ask, I'm inviting you to my Facebook group, because I'm starting a social media content challenge on the 16th of May. It's only a little challenge. It's 7 days. But at the end of it, you're going to have a bucket load of content to schedule for 30 days. So if you want to save time, content to do, come over to my group up at there.
I am so signing up for that. Save time on video. I love it.
Yeah, and I want action takers. I don't want none of this opt in and run. I want action takers. I want to see your content. And there's gonna be a prize at the end of the challenge as well. So stay tuned.
Excellent. Well, thank you, everybody. We really appreciate you being on the blab. And
yes, thank you so much for coming. And hopefully we'll do this again.
Issues.
we are going to do this, every fortnight, are we, Angela? We're going to do this every fortnight, definitely. So
every time you say fortnight, I have to stop and think what that means. I'm in the U.S.
Don't you use fortnight in the US? It was like what? 15 days, 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Sounds good.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Yeah, just too sophisticated for us, says Daphne. I know.
Yes.
What can I say?
Thank you for helping us get our technical issues solved. So
Yeah, definitely. Next time is going to be even better. I think I'll bring my glass of wine. we have to we have to use some kind of a prop, I think. I'll bring my whiskey and Coke then.
Your time, it's still daytime. It might look a little weird for us, but for
I
me,
know. Get your coffees.
exactly.
Lovely.
Take
That's
care.
great. So what do we do now? Do we just come out or?
Yeah, we'll just say goodbye and everybody have a great day.
Bye-bye.